The op Containment Breach isn't really a skin you see and think, hey, that's a skin you'd invest in. It's kind of more of a play skin, something people buy just because it looks nice, not necessarily to make money. But oftentimes, skins like this have just as good of returns or possibly even better than things widely seen as quote unquote investment skins. So today, I'm going to be showing the best examples that I can find of skins right now that are great long-term investments and look great as well. I'm also going to be using the sponsor of this video, DMarket, to show you guys not only those skins, but some great deals on them that are the cheapest listed out there on any third-party site. Starting out with going a bit more in depth on the Op Containment Breach, a skin from the Operation Shattered web case. And if you do want to check out DMarket, be sure to use that link at the top of the description. But you'll be able to find the skin on DMarket for only 49 bucks, which is not only $25 cheaper than the Steam market, but also the best price across the global market and $4 cheaper than Buff as well. There was 2 listed at this price today, so a great deal if you're looking for a new op skin. But the reason I like this skin as an investment so much is because, first of all, it's in the Shattered web case, an operation case with really limited supply. There's not many on the market at all, and also it's one of the least open cases in the game. Only around 120,000 of the 25.1 million cases unboxed in March were Shattered web cases. There was over 10 times broken Fang cases for comparison. But tying that in with just the demand for skins right now, especially an op skin that looks sick, makes a Containment Breach not only a great pickup, but investment as well, in my eyes, for the long term. And the reason I say the long term is because the skins market is really strong right now, and a lot of trends are kind of just going parabolic. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pullback sometime soon. But in the long term, I think fundamentally the skin is good. And if it's a play skin, you shouldn't be sweating about looking at the price every day anyways. There's of course going to be ups and downs in the market, especially when it's this volatile right now. So I wouldn't make a huge deal out of it. The skin is once again in a case that's barely opened, and I think it looks good. I think demand is higher than supply, so that's the reason why I think it's good long term. Either way, the next skin I want to talk about is a skin that's shown a lot of hype before. It's reached higher prices consistently, and I'm honestly surprised it isn't there right now. And that's going to be the USPS Kill Confirmed from the Shadow case. Listed at $41 on DMarket and field tested, $42 on Buff, so another buck you could save on DMarket. But the reason I like this skin so much is because, number one, it has reached higher points. It had a really strong trend in the past, and it's once again in a case that isn't exactly opened a lot compared to other cases. The reason I mention this so much is because I consider in a market like we see now, with so many more people seeming to care about skins and their actual real money value, which you could see over the year-long trends that we've seen in the past with any skin, it's pretty much been up in everything. I think there's a lot of hype with skins, a lot of hype with cases, and either way, if cases go up, I think that's good for the skins in them. If skins go up, cases kind of have to follow. Either way, there's a ton of people playing this game. People view skins as actual real money nowadays, and not just some random thing you're dumping Steam balance into. You can convert it to real money very easily nowadays. So because of that, I think people are going to like it long term. It's already showed some great results. And basic supply and demand, I think there will be more demand long term than people opening these cases and willing to sell them right away. And tied that in with prices being considerably higher in the past, I think there's more potential with these skins, and they can definitely reach those all-time highs that we've seen before, and that we've seen so many skins reaching once again in these past few weeks. Now, just to show you guys why I think these skins can hit higher prices, and just to compare it to something that has in the past, I want to compare it to the Op Asimov that I was saying was a still good investment late last year in the mid $80 to $90 range, which was pretty expensive for a covert skin in the case, and it's now at 130 bucks, so that's a pretty significant gain. First off, there is 282,000 Op Asimovs in existence, which is kind of insane for a covert. My voice just cracked, but ignore that. Either way, the Phoenix case has been in the game for absolutely ages, so it does make sense that there's a lot of them. In these cases that I covered, and there's plenty of other examples as well, I just chose to go over 2 other coverts. There's around 139,000 USPS Kill Confirms in existence. I don't know how you would say that properly, and only 55,000 Op Containment Breaches. So what I'm thinking is that since the cases these skins in aren't unboxed nearly as much anymore, that once again, just long term these skins should look good. The op as above has shown it with tons more supply than the skins I've covered, and even though it's a really iconic skin, probably a go-to skin that people first think of when playing CS, I think this much lower supply of other skins will eventually come into play, and they're already looking strong and have shown results in the past few months, so you can't just say I'm pulling this out of nowhere. I think the trends back this up. And if you guys yourselves want to look for specific play skins that have a strong possibility of turning into good investments, number one, just as a rule of thumb, you shouldn't really be looking at cases that are active drops in the game. Since these cases are still being dropped, they're some of the most opened cases in the game as well. Plenty of people selling those skins as soon as they get them, and just tons more coming into supply, which often isn't going to result in too much great price action, and it's kind of just going to leave them to slowly lower in price for a long time until they start building hype again, or a lot of those skins go on to inactive accounts. Whatever ends up happening, it does take a long time, and if you're investing in newer cases, you probably really aren't going to make any money. You'll probably lose some, because if you look at a skin from like the Riptide case, everything is just going completely flat. Not to say it won't go up in the future, I think it will, but it's going to take a long time. They just aren't worth investing into right now, in my opinion, and it's much harder to find a good investment with newer cases. But overall, there is some great deals out there, especially with knives as well. Actually, even under $100, you can save yourself a ton of money. Number one, going on DMarket and getting a nice looking knife for the cheapest price on any third-party site. Just got to go to the market tab, select best deals, sort by best price on the global market, which is a great option that they have on their site, and select your price range and you're all set. Once again, prices are consistently lower than buff on here, so don't sleep on the homies over at DMarket. They do have some very good deals. Link to them at the top of the description once again. But for now, I think that is going to wrap it up for this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you did enjoy. Feel free to leave a comment as well if you have some other skins that I missed out on. And besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.